Good morning. Let's get started.
Establishing the place of prayer, Nam Myo Ho Renge Kyo, Nam Myo Ho Renge Kyo, Nam Myo Ho Renge Kyo. Here and now, we have just chanting Nam Myo Ho Renge Kyo. At this moment, this place has become the place of prayer to Odaimuku and the place of prayer for our heart during lifetime. At this very place of prayer to Odaimuku, all Buddhas have attained enlightenment. This is also the place where the Buddha have expounded their teachings. This world in which we live, believing in and chanting Odaimuku, is the place where the Buddha live in peace. Adoration of Gohonzon. In the mandala Gohonzon, the object of worship is shown the origin of how the mandala was written. One day in the 12th month of 1274, 11th year of Bunmei, I, Nichiren, wrote the Gohonzon in the village of Haki, province of Kai, the present-day Minobu-san, Yamanashi Prefecture, Nichiren. It was a time when over 2,220 years had passed since Shakyamuni Buddha passed away. Nevertheless, in the three countries of India, China, and Japan, namely in the world, there had never existed a Gohonzon like this. This is probably because none of our past masters attempted to spread the Gohonzon among the society even though they were aware of its existence, or it may be that nobody knew about it. Shakyamuni Buddha, after careful consideration, determined that he should conceal the Gohonzon until the arrival of an opportune moment to reveal it, leaving it to the people in the period of Mappo. In fact, the Buddha preaches in the Lotus Sutra that his messenger, Jogyo Bosatsu, should spread the Buddha's teaching in the first 500 years of Mappo. as predicted by the Buddha Nichiren appear in this world to rebuild the Gohonzo and expounded the teaching of the Buddha. Word of oath before reciting the Lotus Sutra. To carry out the way of Buddha as a Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha has been expounded his teachings without rest from the beginning to this day, not only in our world, but also in immutable world. Among his teachings, the Lotus Sutra is the most important. If you devote yourself completely to the faith in the Lotus Sutra, you will surely become a person who truly practice the way of the Buddha. All of you, even after my death, should continue having faith in the Lotus Sutra and reciting it. Make it this oath before me now. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Expedient. After carefully considering how he can expound carefully the substance of his enlightenment, Shakyamuni Buddha calmly opened his eyes and began talking to Shariputra, who was known to be the Buddha's wisest disciple. The wisdom of the Buddha, not to mention my own wisdom, is so deep and wide that it is far beyond your imagination. Since you won't understand Buddha's enlightenment, if it is expounded as it is, I first try to reveal my mind by using Hoben, or expedient wisdom, following your heart. However, since you could not even understand the purpose behind Hoben, you are far from being able to enter the world of the truth. Shariputra, who understands impermanency just by listening to the Buddha's teaching, and Engaku, Pratyeka Buddha, who seeks enlightenment just by censoring impermanency through experience, are the people who are practicing individually to reach the state of enlightenment. Hence, they can't understand the interaction between expedient and the truth. This is because the Buddha, unlike you, has trained himself under countless Buddhas, carried out countless practice taught by them, and accomplished the goals of severe practice in order to attain enlightenment. His reputation is widespread. The Buddha's enlightenment is unprecedentedly deep and has been preached and expounded skillfully. However, it seems to be too difficult for you to understand the true meaning. Shariputra, even since I became a Buddha, I have been expounding my teaching broadly, using example and parables. I use every kind of hoben, expedient wisdom, in order to rid people and save them from attachment. The reason that was possible is because the Buddha is perfected, equipped with an understanding of both hoben and the truth. Shariputra, the Buddha's wisdom is wide and deep. That is to say, the Buddha holds four immutable minds, known as Jihi, Kisha, love, compassion, happiness, and distress. And when he expounds his teaching, he is versatile and flexible, equipped with 10 kinds of sublime wisdom, and teaches as he believes without reserve. At that time, his mind is unshakable, wiping off hesitation completely, distancing from any suffering and focusing on goodness so that he can ascertain the truth. In other words, the Buddha has all the wisdom to teach and lead all peoples. Shariputra, the Buddha adopted his teaching in accordance with time and place, conjuring a teaching method fit for each person he teaches. His way of teaching is very flexible, bringing those whom he teaches to certainly enjoy. Shariputra, all taught, the Buddha has attained the Dharma, immutable excellence, which none has achieved up to now. I will stop expounding my teaching to you. Listen carefully, Shariputra. I probably should not expound my teaching to you since you can't understand the true purpose of the Buddha's teaching. The reason being, my word of enlargement is unprecedented and it's most superior. It is a word you will never be able to reach. Only the Buddha expanded the reality of all things in their fullest extent. This true state of all things must be viewed from the following 10 kind of perspective. So is outside presence. Sho is a nature hidden inside. Tai is a combination of the two. These three factors are the fundamentals of existence. Riki is the inner power. Sa is the outside effect. In is the indirect cause. En is the indirect cause. Ka is a result. Ho is a new interrelationship with the surroundings suitable to this effect. The factor of Hon, which encompasses So, Sho, and Tai, and Matsu, which encompass the rest, are the factors. Existence in all things and always complement one another. This is To, or equalities. I, Shakyamuni, am originally a Hokoke Buddha. I am always expounding the teaching of the Buddha to lead you into the way of the Buddha. Many hundreds of thousands of years have passed since I began expounding my teaching in order to help save you. I have even hidden myself tentatively from this world, but I am always present in this Saha world. I always live here expounding the Dharma. To tell the truth, I am always here, but for those who don't realize that, I'm intentionally hiding myself from your sight. When you notice my absence, you appreciate the Buddha for the first time, or services for his remains, and then soon, even one of you being to seek the Buddha seriousness from the hurt. Once you have trusted the Buddha in all seriousness, you will honestly being to when to meet him and seek the way of the Buddha at the cost of your lives. When you enter that state of mind, you realize that Buddha is present in this world along with his disciples. You will then begin to understand the reason why the Buddha is saying, I am always here. Once only I choose to hide and appears on purpose in order to save you all. In fact, if there is anyone who seeks me, not just one on earth, but anywhere in space, they are able to expound my teachings. You might think there is no Buddha simply because you don't care to read and adhere to the Buddha's teaching. When I look at your ways of life, I can tell very well how hard you are struggling with various suffering, unable to find a way to escape from them. I hide myself from you both to help you realize you can never escape from the suffering of this world by yourself, and become convinced that you should seek the Buddha and his teaching. And this wherein arise, you will understand that the Buddha is actually expounding his teaching at all times. This is known as the Buddha's supernatural powers. In other words, the Buddha is anywhere at any time. Even when you suspect that the world has become to its end, that it will be burned to destruction in the great fire, my mental state always remains peaceful, and my surroundings are full of people with the same mental state. It is like, for example, a beautiful flower garden and verses. There stand a building like a castle. Along it grow trees full of beautiful flowers and fruit, and people are living happily. It is as if heavenly beings are playing music and petals of the mandalas flowers are gracefully falling around us. My word of enlightenment, my word of wisdom will never be destroyed. But all of you who are at a loss believe this world is moving towards destruction, and that's why you exist in this world. All kind of frightened and painful events will align. The reason why you are suffering as you are right now is because you have totally failed to reflect upon your hurt, a way of life filled with worldly desires, without paying any attention to the right religion and the right faith, and not being mindful of making any efforts. Those who continue to conduct good deeds for the world, for its people, with a light faith at heart, are released from the binding of self-attachment, and neither who themselves nor other. People of this kind will understand that I am expounding my teachings here all the time. To those who seek the way of the Buddha in such state of mind, I teach them that Buddha's life is eternal. To those who do not seek that faith, I teach them to have faith in Him. Thus my wisdom works at my own will. Since I have limitless wisdom and have grand and eternal life, I am capable of saving all people, and these incomparable powers can be obtained thanks to my own endeavors practiced day by day without rest. Those who make effort to try to comprehend the significance of life, you must not question the true eternal existence of the Buddhas. You must fundamentally take yourself from your current hypocritical ways of life. That way, you will understand that the teaching of the Buddha are fruitful. When the renowned physician saved his children who themselves were suffering from deadly poison, but would not accept any medicine given by their father, by telling them, "Your father is dead," when in fact he was alive. Nobody blamed him. Likewise, I am actually the father of this world, capable of saving all people from various pains and suffering. However, you cannot tell what is right and what is wrong. In order to open your eyes, I say that the Buddha is not here, while in actuality I am here. But if you become aware that I am really here, you will gradually lose a sense of appreciation and being to develop arrogance. Then eventually you will return to the life full of worldly desire and ultimately fall into the three evil realms of hell, hungry spirits and animals. I can see clearly whether or not you people are following the right way. That is why I expound the teaching in many ways in order to lead you appropriate. I have only one wish. My wish is to know how I can quickly lead you to the right way of faith and make you become a Buddha as soon as possible. The practice of Daimaku chanting, all the marriage Shakyamuni Buddha has attained in other world, his true heard are included in the 5 letters of Myoho Renge Kyo. If you believe in and practice the teaching of the 5 letters at the cost of your lives, you are ever gradually but surely to gain the Buddha's true heart. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho ho renge kyo, nam myo ho renge kyo, nam myo ho renge kyo. Shikyo nanji nyaku zanji shaga soku kangi, shobutsu yaku nen yoze shi ni, shobutsu shotan ze soku myo ze soku shoji, ze myoji kai gyozu da sha soku ishitto, mujo butsu do no orai se doku ji shikyo, ze shin bushi ju jun zen chi butsu metsu dogo, no ge go gi de shoten ni, seken shiken oku ise no shu yu se, issai ten ni kaioku yo. Chapter 11. Devouring the stupor of treasures. To believe in and practice the Lotus Sutra is extremely difficult. Therefore, I, the Buddha, will be highly delighted if there is anyone who always performs the practice of Sutra seriously and continue to believe in it and keep it. All Buddhas feel the same way. The people whom the Buddha truly value are those who live their lives based on their faith in the Lotus Sutra. They are the very people who have true courage. They have true devotion. They are true to the precept and are the ones meant to be called true believers. They are most likely to follow directly the way of the Buddha with high resolve. After I enter Nirvana, and when the days of Mappo, the period of latter age of the Dharma, alive those who read and recite this Lotus Sutra and practice it with firm belief in it are true disciples of the Buddha and are able to live with sincere heart. In the days after the Buddha's extinction, if there is anyone who expounds the true meaning of the Lotus Sutra, this person shall be high to radiate on the people in this world. When the world became extremely hostile and full of heresy, if there is anyone who truly understands the teaching of the Lotus Sutra and expound them to the world, this person's effort will never be in vain. His reputation will prevail, worth winning the support and protection from many peoples. Nam myo ho renge kyo, shujo mu hen se gando, bonno mu shu se ganda, omon mu jin se ganji, butsu no mu jo se ganjo. Sentient beings immeasurable, I bow to serve them all. Our every desires exhaustible, I bow to consume all. The Buddha's teaching immeasurable, I bow to study them all. The way of the Buddha is unexcelled, I bow to attain the path of life. Nam myo ho renge kyo, nam myo ho renge kyo, nam myo ho renge kyo. Ui ga sho, sho shu.
Thank you so much. Let's continue chanting for inner peace of all living beings. सभी जीवित प्राणियों के आंतरिक शांति के लिए नाम हो रेंगे क्यों का जाप जारी रखें. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Have a nice day. See you evening time. सभी जीवित प्राणियों के आंतरिक शांति के लिए नाम हो रेंगे क्यों का जाप जारी रखें. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Have a nice day. शाम को मिलेंगे और आकार मिलेंगे.